Oh, I need to share screen first. Does everybody have the slides on their screen?
Nope.
No? Okay, what am I doing wrong? Do you have it now?
Nope.
Okay, why am I not? I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had this figured out to begin with. Now I'm starting to wonder what. Okay, let's stop. Let me retry that. Do you have it now?
Nope.
Oh, goodness. Why are you not sharing?
Sorry.
No, that's not your fault. Obviously, when I ran the practice, I did something different. Now I don't know what I did different. 1 second. It does have me as a host, right? Okay, that's there. Schedule. No. Oh, it's going to be difficult if we don't have the slides up. Okay, why are you not showing? Okay. Okay, I tried something different. Give me a minute. Huh. Okay. No. Well, I have no idea why it's not showing. That is so weird. Come on. Well, I guess we'll proceed without the screen share. I'm so sorry, guys. I will have the slides up and posted to our website, though, so that everybody can see them. Oh, that really sucks. Well, okay. Let's see. I'd like to call to order the 2023 annual meeting of the San Clemente Island Goat Breeders Association. See, I'd like to do, well, I'm going to do an informal introduction since there's only 7 of us. Go ahead. We have with us, we have our Vice President, Laurel Sherry. Laurel, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, oh, everybody. I'm Vice President, and I've been raising San Clemente Island goats for 6 years now. And I've been specializing in the lines like New Hampshire, and then I also have some Tepper. And I'm also coordinating on the registry. So getting the registry going. And I live in California.
Thank you, Laurel. We also have two committee chairs with us. The first is Liz Shire from our genetics chair. Liz, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm the genetics chair. I've been raising San Clemente goats for about 2 years. We're still looking for a buck, so I'm not sure if that's actually raising quite yet. I work with Laurel and Aaron Link and Chad with the genetics project, and I'm in Colorado.
Thank you, Liz. Our next chair is Sherry Talbot of Saffron and Honey Homestead in Maine, and Sherry chairs our Complete Capra project, the Tip to Tail. Sherry, do you want to introduce yourself?
My internet is real terrible, and we are having yet another rainstorm, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to be here. So we are Saffron and Honey Homestead. We have not only San Clemente Island goats, but soy sheep and chickens and geese that are both heritage breeds. We had rabbits until recently, and then we got a fisher, so now we don't have rabbits. And I have been raising San Clemente off and on since 2014. And for the record, I have a buck looking for a home, so, just that.
Thank you, Sherry. Erin and Jenny, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, Erin and Jenny. We are in Stillwater. We also sometimes have sketchy internet, and we have backlight, sorry. Let's see, we have two San Clemente Island goats. They're about 18 months old. Yeah, about 18 months old, which we purchased from Aaron Link. We're working on adding to the herd, but we also have other goats that are pygmy Nigerian dwarfs. So we're not actively part of any boards or anything. We're just here for the ride.
Thank you. Vernon, did you want to introduce yourself? Do I still have Vernon, or did I lose him? Hold on. Oh, looks like I lost Vernon. Okay.
I'm back.
Oh, is he back?
I'm back. I'm just listening on a phone line, so I can't see anything.
That's okay. My slides didn't work for some reason. I practiced in everything. I ran through the whole show a half hour ago. Do you want to introduce yourself, Vernon?
I'm Vernon Brown. I live in Kingsville, Maryland. I'm going to be new to this breed, but I've been in the livestock conservancy involvement for 35 years. We raised Cotswold sheep for a long time. We no longer have them, but I raised silver fox rabbits big time, and we have Beltsville small white turkeys and chickens. So that's what we got.
Thank you, Vernon. So I'd like to welcome everyone to our third annual meeting. Today is a time to review the past year and look to the future. It is a time to celebrate our accomplishments and discuss how to build our successes to continue onward and upward to our goals of community building and a sustainable population of San Clemente Island goats in perpetuity. The idea for the San Clemente Island Goat Breeders Association was initiated 4 years ago when 5 breeders met to formulate bylaws and lay the foundation for our organization. There have been numerous lessons learned in these 4 years, each one representing an essential stone in the foundation we are laying for the future. There are many more stones still to be laid, and your attendance today is a sign of your commitment to contributing to this future. Today, we will hear from some of our dedicated volunteers who give of their time to benefit the association, the breeder community, and ultimately the breed. I ask each of you to consider lending your voice and time. If you are not already a member of the association, please join. There is impact in numbers. Attend events and participate in our online discussions to be part of the collaboration and brainstorming. Volunteer your time to help with projects. There are tasks for all skills and time commitments. Share the news of the community on social media so we can continue to grow recognition for the San Clemente Island goat breed. To do our part in building a stronger association and community, the SCI-GBA is participating in the Livestock Conservancy's Cultivating Leadership Training, a series of webinars to help breed associations establish and achieve high standards of operation for longevity and continued success. These webinars, along with the forthcoming accreditation program for the Conservancy, have given the association a framework to incorporate to ensure the SCI-GBA is around for decades to come. As part of this program, we are reviewing bylaws, creating an operations manual, and writing out protocols. As the past 3 weeks have proven, with me being down, these are definitely needed. This past year, the SCI-GBA brought on board as technical advisor Dr. Philip Spangenberg, Professor of Pathology and Genetics at Virginia Maryland Regional College of Veterinary Medicine at Virginia Tech. Dr. Spangenberg has over 50 years of research focusing on the conservation and history of livestock genetics, with a special emphasis on North American breeds. He also serves as the technical advisor for the Livestock Conservancy. With his input, the SCI-GBA is ensuring our programs maximize the genetic diversity within the breed. The SCI-GBA is also focusing on how to move San Clemente's in the future with a marketing campaign. Sherry Talbot will talk about our new Complete Capper project tip to tail in a few moments. But to build upon this program, a new volunteer has stepped forward to start a data collection campaign in the next year. The creation of a database will move San Clemente's from the days of anecdotal stories to black and white data that can support our claims and be used to improve marketing. We will be calling upon each of you to contribute to the effort. I'd like to call upon our board and committee chairs to present the accomplishments of their committees during the past year and goals for the next. Laurel, would you like to talk about the breed description committee?
Sure. So the breed description, we didn't really have a good breed description a few years ago, and we worked with the board to come up with one. And Lisa Leonard, one of our board members, really did a lot of research and collecting information about the different colors and how to call them. And she worked with Dr. Spangenberg on this, and she came up with a great document that is very educational, and it's on our website, and it is finally done and on our website. So that was accomplished just recently.
Also, this afternoon, we'll be posting the link to a wonderful video that Lisa put together about coloration, the genetics, and the patterns that you find in San Clemente's. It was part of our slideshow, but I can watch it. You guys could just, watch me watch it and be like, ooh, ah, but we'll skip that. As I say, the next step will be breeding trials to continue our understanding of San Clemente color and patterns. And if you're interested in being part of a breeding trial for colors, please let us know, and we will put you in contact with the right people. Let's see. Next is communications. Okay. 1 second. So this past year, I was going to say, our communications chair is Erin Link, who couldn't be with us today. The SCI-GBA continues to work on improving ways to communicate with the community and potential new stewards through our social media platforms, websites, and written articles. Some examples include a new members-only section of the website, which will be going live in the next few months, and a promotional article on the breed that was in April's issue of Goat Rancher magazine. This past year, the Communications Committee also implemented a master calendar to help better organize and schedule our social media. And we're also happy to announce that we finally have an editor for our quarterly newsletter, The Island Goat, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer will also be creating a style manual for the association to help create consistency across our communications so as we move forward. I encourage each of you to follow us on social media and share our posts to help promote the breed and the work of our breeders and the work our breeders are doing to ensure a secure future for San Clemente's and spread the word. I'm going to take a side note. I don't know how many of you follow the Arapawa Breeders Association. They just posted, I saw this morning, they only have 12 members, 12 active breeders. And the Arapawas have been around, not the breed in the U.S., but their association has been around at least twice as long as we have. And I think that you can see we're communicating and sharing, and our breeders really speaking up and reaching out has made a massive difference. Even though we'll be talking about how many members we have in a little, even though we run about 25 members, I know that's not the exact number, it's off the top of my head, we have over 100 breeders in the community, and including, people that are just getting into breeding, and that's because of you guys. You guys have helped spread the word, you guys have shown your enthusiasm, and we would be nowhere without our community and our community. So please keep up the sharing, please keep up promoting the breed on your social media feeds and sharing what the association is doing. We really, really appreciate it. So, next is fundraising. Marie Brown is our fundraising chair. This year, they started focusing on the new annual photo contest showcasing our herds and stewards. The photos will be used in our 2024 calendar. We will also have 2 releases of our SCI GBA merchandise where it can be ordered from our new online store. Fall of this year, we'll have a limited special edition member design t-shirt release. These fundraisers will help fund various projects throughout the association. Thank you for all of the support. And next week, Marie will be announcing the winners of our photo contest, and there'll be a second round of photo contests during Go-to-Palooza in October. So start taking photos now, so you're ready. I do know, I caught in passing, I do know Laurel is one of our photo winners. I believe it's a picture of 3 of her kids, and I don't think Krista Ferguson, I think she by accident got dropped off. Krista was online at least earlier. Krista's daughter is my local 4-H'er, and she submitted a photo of one of her kids, and she won for the teen category. So, oh, Krista is still here. Okay, oh good. So, so I don't think anybody else on the line submitted photos and won. So. All right. Oh, and the next big project that we're fundraising for is our online database that will contain all registered goats, past, present, and future, and it will be accessible to members only. And Will, are you going to be talking about the online database at all, or? Yes, no? You're muted. Just, you can nod your head. And I'll stop there. So, all right. Liz, do you want to go ahead and talk about the genetics committee?
Sure. And Laurel, jump in, because you're my partner in crime on this. So jump in. Genetics committee, this is exciting. This is an exciting committee. We are focusing now on creating a genetic bank. With both long-term storage, so kind of end-of-the-world scenario, and then also DNA that we can make accessible to breeders. And so kind of like a revolving bank, because shipping is ridiculous and getting access and diversity is challenging. So we are working to do that. We have located a facility. We're working with other conservation entities that have frozen DNA, and we're just kind of figuring it out. We're in the beginning phases, but it's very exciting, very exciting. And then I jumped in only a couple months ago. This committee, before I showed up, they are researching to find a new resource with a more thorough DNA testing program, and Laurel is more in charge of that than I am. I kind of came in the middle of it. And yeah, we're looking at critical DNA, critical lines, how to preserve these lines through cryogenics. And then eventually we'd like to pursue a cloning bank if we can, again, for end of the world situations. But it's very exciting. It's very exciting. And I have a great team. So it's fun. Laurel.
I was going to say, yeah, if anybody is interested in thrills, the genetics committee is where it's at. I've been in the background of some of these meetings, and I just come out just speechless. It's just, you know, yeah, the collaboration in the building and the possibility, the cloning is just like mind-blowing. When they're like, oh, you can just take a snippet of ear and freeze it. I'm like, yeah.
Oh.
So
I spoke with the Smithsonian, the National Zoo, and I mean, most people probably don't think that's a big deal. I was on cloud 9 forever. Who gets to do that? Who gets to talk to the National Zoo? It was, yeah, I'm such a nerd.
yeah, it's
super exciting, super.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing. I can't wait. So, all right.
So more to come on that. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much, Liz. All right, we're up to marketing and the Complete Capra. Sherry, do you want to talk about Complete Capra?
Sure. I'm not sure how in-depth you want me to go on this. So Complete Capra, we've been doing a project that is started in January and is going to be running through November, talking about all of the different uses of goats and tying it into the use for San Clemente. We unfortunately hit a little bit of a snag with Sarah's being out. This month postings did not get done because none of us planned on the fact that we should have a backup person to be posting if needed until it was too late. So we actually have several places where we still have gaps in July and August and October. So anyone who wants to hit me up about volunteering for any of those, we still have some topics that need to get filled in. And I have been a little disappointed, honestly. The purpose of this had been to try to have more people sharing and get kind of more attention from outside we're already sold on these goats. So, and unfortunately, I don't think that there's been quite as much sharing as we had hoped for. So if anybody has any suggestions too on how we convince members to do that sharing, that would be great. And I guess that's it, unless anyone has any questions.
Thank you so much, Sherry. We have gotten some traction. At least from the association's social media page, you can see people are sharing. So I know we had hoped for more, and so hopefully it will continue to grow. And even though the main part of the project ends in November, this is something that we will continue in the future every year, talking about these uses every month, because history shows with livestock that are on the Livestock Conservancy's priority list, that when you put them to use, when they start to have a purpose, it's when you start to really see numbers and breeders cemented. And so it's really important that we help breeders find their niche and how to use these goats and how they can help others find their niche so that we can ensure that SEIs are here forever. So
I don't know if it's useful because it's not out yet, but I ended up doing an article for Goat Journal on heritage developing purpose, and I actually ended up looking at histories of every other goat breed that's on or has been on the Livestock Conservancy list and how they made progress. And it's kind of a summary, but we may want to look at that at some point going forward.
That'd be great, Sherry. I love it. Great idea. So, membership. Jennifer Lopez, our editor, has also stepped forward to be our new membership chair. let me get numbers. Last year, which was the first full year of paid membership, we ended up with 11 lifetime members, 20 annual members, and 1 junior member. We also saw increased participation each month in the SCI happy hours, and the membership committee also hosted a successful second annual Go-to-Palooza. This year, they're hoping to increase membership by 50%, create a membership packet, and as I mentioned earlier, create a members-only section to the website with resources specifically for paid SCI GBA members. And we have our third annual Go-to-Palooza coming up in October, and we're hoping to add some our Go-to-Palooza currently is held in Charlottesville, Virginia, but we're hoping to add some regional Go-to-Paloozas. So if anybody like in the upper Midwest, Erin, Jenny, or somebody in either the Pacific Northwest or California, New England, I think would be great places for other regional events where we seem to have sort of local hubs of people that are interested in San Clemente's. And hosting is really easy. We just do a potluck. Everybody brings, what they want, and show goats and show setups and talk goats, and nothing super fancy, just a fun time. So if anybody is interested, please let us know. All right, registry. Laurel is also our registry chairperson. Laurel, would you like to talk about the registry? I know how much you hate talking about the registry. So, yeah.
Well, I have a written speech, so I'm just going to read it. Can y'all hear me? I guess you can hear me. It's been over a year since we launched the San Clemente Island Goat Breeders Association Registry. We're working with Associated Registry, which is a company in Kansas that handles the actual registration work for many livestock associations. They have a website if you'd like to look them up. Mainly they're involved with sheep, but they also handle the American Kiko Goat Association and a Sheepdog Club and a Cattle Breeders Association. For us, they handle registration of animals, transfer of ownership of animals, and tracking of membership dues. They, like many other companies across the U.S., have been experiencing staffing difficulties, but are optimistic that they have worked this out now. So we have had more delays than we wanted, but it's, we're just getting going. Many of our breeders are on the verge of getting their registrations sent in. I've been working with many of them and helping them with the process. We look forward to many more breeders updating their herds registrations. We have a lot of work to do. Everything is on our website. If someone is interested, they just go to the website. You can fill out the forms. I mean, it's everything is there. But ultimately, people seem to have questions, and so I'm here to help. Each year, the Livestock Conservancy requests registration data from breed associations, and these data are indicators of active breeding populations in a given year as an indicator of the status of the breed. They only use registered animals because they have documented pedigrees. So we need to get the numbers up to 200 registrations annually to get the breed up to the threatened status. Just as a reference, in the last year, we have had 55 registrations, 29 transfers, and 60 duplicate certificates. The duplicate certificate is for animals who are already in our registry, but somebody needs the actual certificate. So from 55, we need to get to over 200. So we also have board approval to create an online access to the registry database for SCI GBA members. This will give members access to pedigrees, coefficient of inbreeding percent for trial matings. And if you don't know what that is, that's where you take the lineage of one goat and you pair it up with the lineage of another goat, and it's a complicated formula that the computer comes up with how much of a percent is the inbreeding for that pair. And that is a very important tool when you have two goats, because you could look at their pedigrees and go, oh no, they're too closely related, I can't breed those. Or you could not look at the pedigrees and go, I'll just breed them, they'll be fine. But the coefficient of inbreeding percent, it searches through all their lineage that's available in the program, like up to 20 generations, although we don't have 20 generations. But it does all this searching and it calculates it like immediately. And you can see that you have a goat where you thought maybe they'd be too closely related, but the COI, or the coefficient of inbreeding, is actually 11%, which is totally fine for our breed. So anyway, you'll be able to run trial matings and search out compatible genetics. Fundraising will be done so that we can accomplish this, because we need some more money to do that. And just as a livestock conservancy reference about why registration matters. This is written by Allison Martin, who was the CEO for many, many years of the Livestock Conservancy. She says, conserving rare breeds. All of us who raise rare breeds and work to conserve them do so because of the unique characteristics of that breed. Each has just the right adaptation, personality, performance, or appearance that makes it a breed. Conserving these characteristics means mating only within the breed. Too many breeds have been lost when the purebreds used to create value in crossing weren't maintained. The Livestock Conservancy calls this crossbreeding out of existence. One of the easiest ways to make sure that you and others are keeping the breed true to its own character is to use only registered purebred breeding stock and to keep up with registrations. Breed registries are also the Conservancy's main source of information to prioritize breed conservation. If animals aren't registered, then it becomes very challenging to track improvements or declines in breed conservation status. If your current breeding stock is registered, thank you for contributing to the future of the breed. If not, consider getting your registrations up to date or adding some registered breeding animals to your herd over time. Doing so will help ensure that your herd's legacy will influence the breed for generations to come. End of speech.
Thank you, Laurel. I definitely encourage everybody to register their goats, and if you need help, Laurel and the association is here. Even with our delays at Associated Registry, I still think it's been a pretty easy process and pretty straightforward, so let us know what we can do to help you. So our last committee is Youth Services, and I'm very excited that we finally have a chair, Victoria Olson, who couldn't be with us today. Victoria is in Ohio. They are new to SEIs, and they just went through their first kidding, and she has 2 4-H'ers. So, from Victoria, introducing our breed to the next generation is an integral part of ensuring a sustainable population in perpetuity. The immediate goal of the committee is information and resource gathering. And so she would like to propose 3 questions. And you can either unmute and give us your answers, or you're welcome to write them in the chat. So first is, why do breeders believe 4-H kids should want an SCI goat? Why are they worth the effort? Whether it's obtaining them because they're hard to find in your area, or more likely finding a 4-H group willing to work with you in your horned heritage breed goat. Her second question is, for 4-H'ers with SEIs, how are you currently using them? And the last question is, what roadblocks have you encountered trying to incorporate SEIs into 4-H? Anybody wish to lend a thought, or as I'm trying to pull up chat to see if anybody typed anything, I'm not successful there either. And there's chat.
I started to type, but I can speak.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Jenny. We have two children, human children, that are in 4-H, and we have two SCI goats that they potentially could show. I reached out to our county and state 4-H leaders, and they had been getting inquiries on heritage breeds, but they have not made categories for heritage breeds. But after I asked my questions, the leader at our county said that she would make a category for the county fair under dairy goats for heritage breeds in general, and that they would be able to show, but we haven't actually, I let them know the goats were not disbudded, but that's been a previous roadblock for us, is that they 4-H for us, they require the animals to be disbudded or they are open class and not eligible for awards. So it's kind of a, like, you can come if you want, but you're kind of rejected kind of attitude. So it sounds like they're interested in entertaining the idea. They just haven't really had anybody push for it. So we haven't registered them yet. The kids, our human kids, are not really too into it right now for showing goats because they already are showing llamas through a leased program, so they feel like they already kind of have their passion project, but maybe as things evolve, we'll be able to push them a little bit.
Well, thank you, Jenny. I was going to say, Krista, did you want to share any thoughts? Oh, it doesn't look like I have Krista. Krista actually is a 4-H leader here in our county, and her daughter has shown the bucklings. And if I'm remembering correctly, they're allowed to show bucklings, but they don't allow older bucks out of fear of potential, breeding mishaps with other registered goats. So, am I still with everybody? It seems to have frozen. Oh no.
I can hear you.
Okay.
And Liz wanted to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Liz.
I would think, I'm not real familiar with 4-H, but I would think it would be challenging without a breed standard to be able to judge a San Clemente. And I don't know how that works, because how would a judge determine that that's the best representation of that breed if there's not a breed standard, like a set breed standard? And then we have to be careful with that because they're a heritage breed. Do we really want to make a really small box of what this breed is? So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Liz, we don't have a breed standard because the San Clementes come in such a wide variety, and that's why we have a breed description.
Yeah, and I think
and Dr. Spanenberg has also recommended we use a breed description, not a breed standard.
I completely agree.
I don't know what you do with that.
But I don't know what you do with that in the show ring.
Right.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I hear you.
This is Krista. Can you hear me now? I just tried to reconnect.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Caitlin and I, she has shown the SCIs for the past 2 years going into the third year now. And Sarah, as you had said, they like, they did the bucklings and stuff less than a year because of, like you said, oopses and stuff like that. But I know our local 4-H group and the tech extension and stuff, they're wanting to work with us to create a class. When we first showed them for the very first time, they put them in with the Nigerians and stuff because of the size. It did hinder. Our boys got second and third place, so we were happy with that out of like 6. But it does hinder them with that because their size and build is so different compared to the Nigerians and stuff. But everybody we have talked to is at 4-H, and we're very involved with FFA right now as well. They're really trying to figure out what we can do to, work and get this class. We've got 4 that we're putting in this year, if nothing else, just to be there and have a presence and stuff. But I've got at least 4 that we're putting in, 2 does and 2 bucks that we know of that are less than 2 of them will be less than 2 months old. So
That's great.
That makes fun. Definite, visibility when you've got the babies. And those of you that do have kids that are involved in 4-H, I would highly recommend, if nothing else, just have the presence there at the fair. I was amazed at how many questions we've gotten over the past 2 years from people. So the kids don't necessarily have to show them in the ring, but just to have them there on display. I would highly recommend it if you can do that, if nothing else. It's great visibility.
Krista, question for you. How many days long are your livestock animals present at your county fair?
Our county fair is 4 days.
Okay. Ours is 2.
Yeah. We bring them in usually Tuesday or Wednesday night, I think, and then we take them home on Sunday.
Okay.
And it's great. And I mean, first year we did it, our boys were, I think, we were 2 months old. I don't know. They were 2 weeks old when they were at Mount Vernon for that stamp reveal thing. So. But yeah, so we're excited this year because we have some of the white that has come out in there as well, and the frosted eaters on the last ones that performed. So, but I mean, like I said, I think it's just great having visibility, even if the kids don't want to show because they're doing other stuff. You can get them there. And we had bottle babies the past 2 years too. So. I hope that helps some.
That is wonderful insight and advice, Krista. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in continuing this conversation, we will have a rescheduled happy hour from May on Youth Services 4-H FFA this upcoming Wednesday, is this upcoming Wednesday the 4th, or do I have one more I have to look. No, this upcoming Wednesday is the 4th Wednesday of the month of June. So 7 o'clock Eastern. Come ready to chat and collaborate. We're a fun group, I'd like to think. So I'd like to thank all of our committee chairs and volunteers for their continued work on behalf of the community and the breed. Our strength comes from you. The SCI GBA will continue forward with clear communication, transparency, and seeking input from our community. We continue to seek community involvement and volunteers. Collaboration and brainstorming have been the foundation of our success. If you'd like to volunteer or have ideas or questions, please contact the appropriate board member and/or committee chair. So thank you, everybody, for your hard work. All right, welcomes or goodbyes and welcomes. The association's progress represents the tireless dedication and commitment of our board members and volunteers to our community and the breed. This year, we say goodbye to 2 board members. There are not enough words to express my personal gratitude and that of the community to them. We are sad to lose Karina Rapp and Kim Sparks, who were directors this past year and both had to step down due to personal reasons. Their contributions have been invaluable, not only to the association, but to me personally. It is also my honor to announce the results of our elections. Unfortunately, there were no nominations for the 2 director positions, so we still have 2 director positions open, and we will fill them at a later date according to the provisions of our bylaws. But I am happy to announce the re-election of Treasurer Terry for a 2nd term. Terry couldn't be with us today. He had a last-minute out-of-town trip, but congrats to Terry. And thank you to everyone who voted. All right. Now's the time of the... Okay, chat. So now's the time of the show when we do awards. The first award is the Salvador Ramirez Volunteer of the Year. Salvador Ramirez was a shepherd who in 1875 brought goats to the island of San Clemente and thus started the history of our breed. Each year, the San Clemente Island Goat Breeders Association recognizes a volunteer who has given above and beyond to the community and breed. This year, we would like to recognize Sherry Talbot, who chaired our Complete Capper project, Tipped Tail. Sherry has gone out of her way with trips and hours and interviews, lots of time on the computer to make sure this project has been a success. Thank you so much, Sherry, for everything you've done for the association. All right. Next is Leslie. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sherry.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You deserve it. Next is Leslie Edmondson, Board Member of the Year. 20 years ago, Leslie Edmondson stepped forward to start a revitalization of the SCI goat community. Population numbers had dropped to approximately 200 goats, and many breeders were left as islands unto themselves. Leslie started to gather history and breeders under a single umbrella. Today, the SCI GBA continues her work. It would not be possible without the dedication of our board members. Each year, the SCI GBA awards the Leslie Edmondson Board Member of the Year in honor of Leslie, who the community lost in 2017. This year, we would like to recognize my sidekick and partner in crime, Laurel Sherry, not only who's our vice president, but has chaired the registration committee and has been the driving force between gathering our pedigrees and histories to ensure we have a long history of San Clementes for the future. Congratulations, Laurel.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, even before I got my first SCIs, I talked to Leslie, and she helped me make my decisions and set a plan. And she was so helpful, and it was such a loss for us when she passed away. So I just really did want to carry on what she was doing. So thank you.
No, thank you, Laurel, so much. We all appreciate it. So before we adjourn, any comments and questions or thoughts from the gallery? I think or did you want to go through the chat, Laurel, and see?
I had a question about something. It's like way up at the top at this point. So, are you going to be sending out stuff on exact when and where and directions and all that good sort of stuff? Because it takes a long time for us to be able to plan and get somebody to watch things and all that good sort of stuff. Or for that matter, how many people we're expecting?
What is the question? I'm sorry, I was looking through the chat and I'm not really tracking with you. Help me.
I was asking Sarah on the Go-to-Palooza. We are planning on trying at least to come down from Maine, but it's like a 12-hour one-way trip, and we've got to.
Oh yeah.
We have to plan on whether or not we're flying or driving, and whether or not we need to bring animals with us, and who we're going to have watch the farm while we're gone. And so the earlier we can get details, the easier our life becomes.
The first round of details will be coming out in July's Island Goat. I do know that Laura has a little guest house, so whoever can get to it first. We are about an hour and a half from Laura, north. So people are welcome if they're heading southbound to get to Laura's to stay with us. Her house is a lot nicer and cooler than ours, but we have a comfortable bed. But yeah, we will definitely be sending out information. In the past, when we've done these before the newest incarnation, people would bring goats, and they'd have buyers and sellers would meet up, and so that's what we're really hoping to see. So if you do have goats that, to sell, try to make arrangements for a pickup at Goatapalooza, or if you're looking to buy goats, tell people, can you bring them to Goatapalooza? Also, definitely talk to Laura to let her know if you have goats that you want to sell or goats you're going to want to buy, because we do have a number of people that are not on social media, and she contacts all of them to, about Goatapalooza, so she can, put a word out like, oh, this is what's available, this is what's for sale, or, this is what people are looking for. So we will get it out there, and we will get it out there soon, definitely. Great question, Sherry.
So the other question that is kind of related is that the Imperial Farm is interested in picking up soy from us. But I know that biosecurity can be a thing for some people, and so I also was trying to figure out who it
can be handled.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is Sarah. We can deal with it. Don't worry. There's enough room at Laura's that we can ensure that, or at my place that we can ensure there are quarantine areas where the sheep don't have to mix or haven't been in areas where the goats have been. So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All we need is a heads up so we know to set up, have facilities and pens ready to go.
Okay, awesome.
So.
Okay, so I saw Sherry has another question about the breed description. And Sherry, it is a evolving description. A lot of thought went into it, and it is somewhat vague, but that's the nature of our breed. And but it is evolving, and
well, that was less a question. It was more in response to how judges would look at animals in the ring. I was like, well, since it's evolving and since we've got all these committees going, maybe at some point that will become easier.
Well, it's a very different breed than the dairy breeds and the meat breeds, so they probably have to get a whole different frame of reference. Unfortunately. Any other questions?
I think I saw Krista had a question or comment.
Yeah, I actually just had a comment that I wanted to throw out there while all of y'all are on the phone. Caitlin, my daughter, is also a Girl Scout, and we are trying to figure out how to make her Gold Award project related to the SDIs to get that exposure out there. So if anybody has any ideas, suggestions, anything that they would like to share at any point, she wasn't sure about it, and somebody said, well, let's make it involved with your goats, and that just, kind of run off, and that would be a great thing, I think, to another exposure. So just looking for people to have ideas, information, or whatever, sort of how or what, or something. All you committees out there, if there's something specific that, maybe we can incorporate into this Gold Award project to help with stuff, DNA, whatever. We're just getting started, so I wanted to throw that out there so people have it in their thoughts.
Lisa, I mean, not Lisa.
Liz,
sorry.
I work pretty closely with Girl Scouts, so let me put my thinking cap in on that.
That would be great.
They're an organization that we're pretty passionate about. So let me think about how we can incorporate that and the criteria.
I'm a troop leader and a national delegate. In fact, next month I'm going to Florida for national convention for Girl Scouts. So
awesome!
Trying to get as much information and exposure to the goats, Girl Scouts, and everything.
Let's do it. Girls grow strong. We're girls grow strong. Let me put my thinking cap in on that because I'd like to be a part of that.
Okay, that would be great. Maybe you can be her advisor. So perfect. Thank you.
All right.
You guys are mind-boggling. Operation. Well, if there's nothing else, I want to thank each of you for attending our annual meeting. The SCI-GBA looks forward to continuing to work with each of you. If you'd like to volunteer or have additional questions, please contact us. I now officially adjourn the 2023 annual meeting of the San Clemente Island Goat Breeders Association. Thank you.